I think about good transit equals vibrant communities.
Today, Vice President Kamala Harris was in Cincinnati talking about investments in infrastructure and public transit. Thank you so much for joining us here at 5 o'clock. I'm Craig McKee.
And I'm Tanya O'Rourke. I am field anchoring out here just in the shadow of the Brent Spence Bridge, and we are breaking down everything that you need to know about Vice President Harris's visit here to the tri-state. Air Force 2 landed at the Greater Cincinnati Northern Kentucky International Airport just before noon, where Governor Andy Beshear greeted her. A motorcade then drove Vice President Harris to the University of Cincinnati's Innovation Hub, where a roundtable discussion took place, and the Vice President spoke about the link between accessible public transportation and jobs.
It is an investment in job creation. It is an investment in improving communities. It is an investment in increasing access to opportunity.
WCPO 9 News reporter Courtney Francisco is live at the Metro Transit Center. Now, Courtney, that's where local leaders ended up after the vice president departed.
That's right, Tanya. They came here to tour this Metro Center and continue that conversation on investing in public infrastructure and transit. The reason the vice president is in Cincinnati is to promote the White House infrastructure package. It will cost $600 billion in part. And today, local leaders stress the need for that money to go toward expanding public rides, to connect more people to jobs and help businesses grow. One Chamber of Commerce member said, "Where transit is where you see development." A worker spoke up at today's meeting to share a story of a mother stuck in a spiral of debt due to a lack of bus routes in her city and being forced to have to pay for Uber rides and use her paycheck toward that instead of other things her family needs. Senator Sherrod Brown is the one who really urged the vice president to come to Cincinnati because the region's leaders are hoping to get a piece of that infrastructure package to invest in this stuff, as well as the Brent Spence Bridge. Tanya?
All right, Courtney, thanks so much. You mentioned it, the Brent Spence Bridge, and that's where we're standing right here in Covington looking at this structure, something that you would think would be a major point of topic for someone talking about a transportation and infrastructure project. But it was only just a mention in today's visit. Listen.
I can tell you that I know about the Brent Spence Bridge, and it is a very important bridge in America, and I am sure that there will be a lot of conversation about its qualifications for some support out of the American Jobs Plan.
So WCPO 9 News spoke to Brent Cooper. He is the president of the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. He is very passionate about this bridge project, and he talked about the vice president's visit and her comments about the Brent Spence Bridge.
With a $2 trillion package that's being proposed, we assume that some of those dollars will go towards the Brent Spence. And again, that's what we've been trying to emphasize, is that our bridge with 3% of GDP is a critical piece of infrastructure for the entire country. Our entire focus these last months have been to ensure that the Brent Spence Bridge is one of the top projects of national significance. And I think we've been achieving that end, as acknowledged by the vice president today.
So you've been hearing American Jobs Plans, American Jobs Plan. What is this thing we're talking about? It is a $2.3 trillion proposal made by President Biden. The president has said the plan would be paid for primarily by a corporate tax increase and would include upgrades in transportation infrastructure. We're talking roads, bridges, highways, and airports, but also broadband internet and replacing lead pipes. It would seek to expand, it says, caregiving for seniors and folks with disabilities as well. Now, today we did get a response from the Republican Party, locally anyway, about the plan and Vice President Harris's visit. Alex Triantafilou, he is the president of the Hamilton County Republican Party, sent this message to me, and here's his statement. Republicans support new infrastructure, and we support immediately replacing the Brent Spence Bridge. But what VP Harris is selling is out-of-control spending that has little to do with fixing our roads, bridges, and other transportation needs. Their burdensome job-killing tax proposal will not help Ohio. It will hurt small businesses at a time where they have just endured a global pandemic. The BP should connect with Senator Portman and other leaders in our region and work across the aisle for real fixes to these major problems.